Hi Adrian, another quick video for you. I'm just going to solder an LM386 chip here, which is an audio chip, and you'll find lots of circuits online for doing this sort of thing. I've got my sponge thing here for cleaning the tip. I've got some cutters, I've got some long nose pliers, I've got my blue tack, got some more blue tack. I've got this thing here which I'll talk about in a second, and I've got my soldering iron. Let's see, move it into the shot here. My Antex soldering iron, and the temperature is set up right near the maximum. So here we go. Let's see what we can do here. Right, the first thing to notice is if we have a look at this chip here, the legs. They're actually bent out ever so slightly, and that's how chips come. And what you'll find is when you try and, let me try and zoom in here, when you try and put this into the board, you'll find that the legs don't quite meet up. They're splayed out a little bit. Don't know if you can see that. So what we need is one of these things, which is a IC pin straightener. So I just pop that into there, squeeze it together, take it back out. That goes in nicely. So you can see here on this circuit board how we have these pins, and obviously on this board here there's a separation so we don't short out between these rows. Sorry, the camera's upside down from me, so I keep on moving the board a different way for the camera position. So what I'll do, I'll put some blue tack around the IC, like that, turn it over, because the blue tack on the back will then allow me to squash it down nicely. Me to do some soldering. So I'll just zoom out for this one here, just so you can see my process. So I clean my tip, give it a proper good rummage, get hold of my solder, I put a little bit of solder on the tip there, as you can see how much was there. See if I can focus on this. I'm not sure if that's focusing or not, Adrian, but there we go. A little bit of solder on there. And when I first use my iron, I tend to put some solder on, clean it off again, put some more on, and then I'm going to dive in. I'll do my first one from a bit of a distance. So let's take a closer look at that one now. So what you'll notice with integrated circuits, very often you'll have, say, 8 pins on them. They usually come 8, 14, and a good practice is to solder the opposite diagonal ends of the chip. That way, when you've done that, once the solder's hard, it'll actually keep the rest of the pins in place, because the chip isn't going to wobble even if the blue tack comes unstuck. So just clean the tip again. And we'll go to this one over here. So what I'm doing, I'm going to simultaneously touch the tip against the pin and the board, and because there's a little bit of solder on the tip there, it'll actually improve the heat transfer from the tip to the board and and the wire, we'll call it a wire for the time being. I'm just going to clean it again because I've been waffling. Bit of solder, pin and board same time, on it goes, as quickly as that. Let's see if we can go in any closer than that. No. Which one's that one there? Is that one there? Yeah, try and solder that one really closely. So, clean tip, a bit of solder, bit of solder, I think I need to just move this down a little bit, don't I, so you can see the rest. There we go. That wasn't so good, that one, was it? Let's just do that one again. Bit of solder. No, there's something up with that one. No! See there, I've created a solder bridge between two pins. That's really bad. So what I'll do, I'm doing this on purpose by the way. Right, so what we have here, we have a solder socket. One of these things. And all you do, you press the plunger in, and then you heat up the part you want to suck, and you press the button at the same time. So I'm basically going to launch in, heat up the solder, and then immediately then suck using this device. So let's have a look here. Let's see if we can see anything. So I've cleaned the tip again, and I'm putting solder on the tip, which might seem really crazy considering I want to desolder it. But again, it's for heat transfer. So the solder sucker is ready. So on I go, solder there, and we managed to suck up the solder. Yeah, there's probably a little bit of solder still left, but what I'm doing now is just discharging the solder from the solder sucker. So in I go again. Right, I'm just going to check the right, so we can see there that there's no bridge between the two circuits, between the two tracks rather. So I can point with it with that there. So there's actually a gap there between those two tracks. So what do we do now then? Right, so we need to resolder them too. So with a integrated circuit, it's generally not good practice just go down one side and then the other, because you're actually introducing heat very locally on the chip. So it's good to actually go in and spread out your heat a little bit. So I'll do this one first here, and we'll go over on this side, do the next one, clean tip, and we'll go back to this one here, and then finally this one here. So there we have it, Adrian. What I've shown you there is how to solder an integrated circuit into a board. And so first of all we solder the opposite pins first to keep the chip in place. even though we've got blue tack on the back. And as we go along, we try not to go all down one side to avoid heat transfer, heating up the chip too much. And also, if we do cause a bridge, I've shown you how to use a solder socket to get us out of the mire. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it's of some use to you, and perhaps we'll finish off the circuit another time and make a little audio amplifier. So there you go. Take care, Adrian. Bye bye.